What is going on? We are live on power1051fm.com. I'm Don Drew.
And I'm the Sneaker Sensei.
We are not in studio today. We're doing a little bit of a remote action between the bad weather and Jay getting ready to go spin at Super Bowl.
Yes, I'll be at Super Bowl.
DJ gig at Super Bowl. So we decided to do it this way with our pump faking guest, Matt Halfhill
Go
from
Seahawks. Go Seahawks.
Go Seahawks. Absolutely. Listen, Patriots can't lose enough for me. Y'all already know.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. That team is just... You know what the best part about it, though, is? Everyone's going to remember the cheating, just the cheating dirtbag ways of that coach and that quarterback. Between the last Super Bowl with the Rams and then this one, like, they just didn't do it clean. And they'll always be remembered that way. So fuck.
Yo, they said the Rams have some dirt on them.
Yeah, well, there's no dirt. They cheated and got caught.
Oh, okay.
With that Spygate, now it's Deflategate, and so Super Bowl. What's up, Matt?
How's it going, guys? How's it going?
So this is Matt's second appearance on the sit down, Jay. We got to get Matt.
Woo!
We got to get Matt in the studio, though.
Yeah,
we have to get his manager to send us his rider first.
Oh, come on now, Jay. Come on.
How far is Teterboro? How far is Teterboro from the studio?
Yo,
they can
all I need is
Matt taking private jets.
No, last row of JetBlue. That's fine. Back with the chickens and the horses. I'm good back there.
I don't believe that for one second. Matt, how much did you... So let's just get right into it. I got a lot of stuff from Matt tonight.
I'm just sitting back. By the way, before Drew gets started...
I don't like the way that sounds.
Matt, I'm just here to complete the duo of the sit-down. I have I have laundry to wash. Listen, I'm just here. I got some drink, and I'm just going to enjoy this.
Listen, Jay, here's how this went down is every once in a while I fire a little shot at Nice Kicks on Twitter, and Matt right away calls me. The only time Matt calls me is when I'm taking shots at Nice Kicks.
Oh, that's not true. That's not true. You know that.
On the phone. So every time I take a shot at him, he calls me. So
he should.
I said to him last time, I'm like, Matt, let's just talk about it on the air. So
let's do it. Yeah.
That's what we're doing. So the first thing is, since the last time we talked, so much has happened for you.
Oh, so much has changed. I was thinking about that right before I was preparing for this. I was like, man, that was back in like January.
Last year. So you sold the shop. Let's start there.
He froze.
Matt froze. Matt's got the nice...
All that money.
I know, all that money, and he's still on dial-up.
Oh, Jesus. Give him a break.
This is so funny. Where'd Matt go?
I'm here.
Oh, well, we were waiting for you to talk. We couldn't hear shit.
Oh, no. Maybe I need to get the not the cheapest internet package. It's been bugging out on me all day today.
Yeah, well, that's what we were just talking about, all that money, and you can't even...
Oh, whatever.
On dial-up.
Whatever.
So Matt, let me ask you, man. You sold the shop, huh?
Correct. Yeah, we sold. It was like we sold but partnered. Like we wanted it to be in good hands, and we sold the retail division and e-commerce division of the company to Shoe Palace, which is a regional chain out in Western United States.
Yeah. So you sold. So that's what I was. That's what I was getting ready to ask you. So you sold them to Shoe Palace.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we see Shoe Palace all over Nice Kicks.
No, you saw Shoe Palace on Nice Kicks before.
Not like it is now.
Actually,
we got a little payola going over there. What's going on with that?
There's no payola at all, actually. In fact, we have pretty strict guidelines on the amount of links and mentions of different retailers and different things like that, and nobody gets any extra treatment or anything like that.
But when you post a shoe, Matt, first of all, I don't know that I believe that. When you post a shoe and you're showing a picture of a shoe with a release date, you're saying available at Shoe Palace.
Not all the time. If you look at the stuff, actually Shoe Palace doesn't get mentioned not nearly as much as Nike Store or Foot Locker or, like I'd say, actually I did a count just recently. Foot Locker and Shoe Palace had the same number of mentions in the past quarter.
Right, but Foot Locker is a multi-billion-dollar company, and Shoe Palace has 10 stores.
No, Shoe Palace has 80 stores, and they're on track for 160 by the end of next year. So they're
Did they,
rapidly growing.
did they give you stake in the company?
I can't answer details about the
Did they
channel.
change? Did they change the name Shoe Palace? Did they change the shop Nice Kicks to Shoe Palace, or did they leave
No,
it just Nice Kicks?
it's still Nice Kicks.
It's still Nice Kicks, but it's
Yeah.
owned and operated by Shoe Palace.
Correct. I mean, the thing that we saw is that Nice Kicks has a brand, and then Shoe Palace has the know-how and the infrastructure for retail.
Mhm.
And we were never a good retailer. We just had a brand and a presence online, and that doesn't make you a great retailer. And the retail game, I know, I was 24 when I decided that I wanted to open a retail store. Or I actually did, start the process on opening the retail store. I wanted to do it since I was a kid, and just from growing up, between 24 and now, I've learned a lot about business and just how tough the retail game is.
Okay. So what do you? So you moved to LA?
Yeah, down in Orange County, in Irvine.
And is that where Shoe Palace is headquartered?
No, they're in San Jose. They're up in San Jose. Yeah,
So
no, we're not.
So what are you doing now? Because you sold the shop, you turned the day-to-day decision making of the site over to George.
George is the editor-in-chief, but I'm still very involved with Nice Kicks.
So but you're not in Austin anymore.
Correct.
So what are you doing all day, man? Are you just sitting on the couch
I'm
jerking
working.
off?
You have no idea how much I'm working and what I'm working on. It is.
That's what I'm asking you. Of course I don't know. That's why I'm asking. What are you doing?
We're preparing for our 10-year anniversary in 2016. So I've started since October of last year, starting the groundwork for the preparations for April of 2016. So I mean, we have a whole bunch of stuff planned, stuff with the website, some special video series that are happening for the 10th anniversary. So that's why being in LA, not to drop too much, that's part of the move to LA, is that the film scene here is huge, and the talent here is huge, and the brand connections. I mean, in Austin, it was great because we were in this little bubble, but that holds you back at the same time, too. Here in LA, we're in the second largest market for our reader base, as well as the second largest sneaker market in the United States. So.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. So. What do you think is going on with the sneaker blog world? I mean, you're still very plugged in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think the content is more vanilla now than it ever was, and I thought it was real vanilla a year ago.
Yep.
I mean, what do you think? I mean, how do you feel that your site and your content stacks up, especially since you stepped back from editor-in-chief?
I think that there are some things that, and you're going to start seeing more and more of it. You're going to see a lot more long-form content coming, a lot more. You already saw it probably a couple days ago. I remember you called me out. You said, how we just skimmed over the headlines of the Nike lawsuit over the Jumpman logo.
Well, I think that's the first problem is that I'm seeing with the blogs is it's all these bullshit headlines that get you in, and then you read an article that's poorly written and lacks fact base and it's not really engaging, and I just think that it's the blogs aren't doing what they got to do, and there are some exceptions. I think some of the blogs take chances and put out good content, but for the most part, I think it's really weak, and then the headline is everything. Like the headline gets all the effort, and the article itself sucks.
Right. No, I mean I would say that if there was one imbalance of weakness, I would say our headlines are probably weaker than our content. On a lot of stuff. That's actually one thing I'd probably be, if I were to work on one thing right now, it's being more selective with how we phrase our headlines compared to the content. But, the thing is that the name of the game, unfortunately, especially from, social media, is that you have so many people who are on Facebook coming over, and that's where you're probably seeing the most clickbait type of headlines is over on Facebook. And you'll see clickbait type of images used to bring people over, and then you see it on YouTube. You see clickbait type of thumbnails to get people to click play. So what's going on is that I think the problem of the industry in digital media is that time on site is not measured with media dollars. So much of it is just based on impressions and unique readers that hit those ads. So if the name of the game is that, that's why, before, about 2 years ago, you saw multi-page galleries on every single website, just nonstop. It felt like every article was a best of this, the 50 best of that kind of thing, because everybody was getting paid on page views. So they were doing everything they could to get the most page views per visitor. Then it switched to uniques. So now people are just trying to get as many uniques as possible, and they're not caring if the person actually engages in the content or if they bounce.
So what you're saying is what you're saying is a couple of years ago, when a site would get you, they'd want you to go from page to page to page to page.
Right.
And now they just want you to hit it once. They don't care how long you stay or what you do.
They want you to stay. They definitely would like you to stay, but more effort is put into just getting people there, and they feel like they've won because there's a diminishing return on the second page view and third page view and fourth page view in a lot of agreements.
So that's why a lot of the big sites have gone away from that kind of format. So you don't see like a top 10 list at Complex anymore or some of those other things. Because
yeah, and I think too, I think the market's tired of top 10 this, top 10 that, because the bottom line is that I think everybody is entitled to their own opinions, and I think we're in the day and age where with social media, everybody should have an opinion and share it and express it.
You don't think the market is tired of sneak peek at Perfect Pair's collection?
The numbers don't say so.
Really?
It's still the #1 video every month, and he's not DJ Khaled or doesn't have a name that people are searching for. So numbers don't lie on that one.
Can I ask you a question, Matt?
Go ahead, Jay.
How come you stopped Sneak Peek and George from coming to my house?
What are you talking about? We haven't been to New York yet.
I have inside information that you will not let George Keel come to my crib to shoot Sneak Peek.
Nah, bro. I know what's in that collection, so I think that
I was told, I'm not disclosing who told me, that you personally will not allow George to come shoot an episode of Sneak Peek.
Jay,
hang
on. Let me get this straight, Jay.
Sneak Peek, George is the executive producer on it, so that's his call.
So Jay, wait. So you're saying that you were on deck for Sneak Peek? They took it away.
They shot a preliminary Sneak Peek at my old crib in Long Island, and then when I moved and I emptied out my storage locker, George was supposed to come back when I had everything out. And I was told by somebody within the organization that Matt would not approve the budget for them to come to New York.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. Matt squeezes the quarter so tight an eagle screams.
You're talking about budget versus not allowing you in. Come on, that's different. A different story, Jay.
Matt's pump faking on your Sneak Peek.
No, okay. I'm serious. If you got a budget constraints as a company, you have to be within your budget, and that's just what had happened. Trust me, there are some sneak peeks that we have lined up that I wanted to shoot a long time ago, but travel budget is travel budget. You can't exceed it. So.
But let me get this straight. George does have the green light to shoot.
George has the green light. George has the green light.
Okay.
Well, George, right? They shoot Perfect Pair because he pays for George to come out there and do it himself.
No, because George is already out here for other things. The thing you have to think about with Sneak Peek is that I know there are a lot of YouTube videos out there, and especially with sneakers, and some of them cost absolutely nothing to make. They're shot on an iPhone. Somebody gets a box in from UPS. They take a box cutter, slice it open, and they spend 3 minutes telling you all the colors that are listed on the box label.
And then they make 10 videos on the same shoe.
Well, and we'll get into that. We'll get into the YouTube.
We will. We're going to get into it.
But the thing is that we have to fly George and a camera person, Sid, out to New York. We got to pay for parking at the Austin airport. Got to pay for hotel accommodations in New York. Got to pay for taxis or a rental car, parking, meals. All that stuff adds up so much, and so that's what's held us back from doing more sneak peeks. Ideally, I'd like Sneak Peek to be every single week. And
I've seen George in New York.
But George, on another brand's budget. We can't. If Adidas flies us somewhere, we are working with Adidas on something. We can't just say, "Hey, I'm not going to show up to that D Rose media conference. I got to go shoot something."
Of course, Jay. Of course, he's he's only coming to sending George to New York when Adidas or Nike pays for something.
Yeah,
We already know.
but I get
Matt still has his communion money.
Oh, wait a second. I get flown in to DJ certain events, and then in the downtime, I pick up other gigs. You know what I'm saying? While I'm in town, like I'm going to the Super Bowl on one person's dime, but I'm spinning at a couple other places.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm
no,
saying?
I mean, look, we maximize our time. We maximize our time. That's without question. You know, we definitely, do stuff when we have.
I just think that George is dope, and for you to stop him from doing my sneak.
I never stopped it. I never stopped it, Jay. I never stopped it, Jay.
Jay, do you know that before you hopped on this hangout here, before you hopped on, me and Matt were talking, and he's still saying that he's got our pairs of the Nice Kicks New Balance.
They're in Texas. And
Stop it. Stop it. You don't have the answers, Matt. You don't have the answers, Matt.
It ain't Ralph, though.
He just, I mean, Matt, let it go. Just tell us. We're not getting
Let it go. Let it go.
Oh, man, that's my daughter's favorite song.
You pump fake me and Drew. Let it go.
Okay, what's up, guys?
Look at Matt with the Hakeem, with the Olajuwon.
Yeah.
He is the pump fakinest. Jay, we should have done an award show for 2014.
We're going to do it for 2015. The
Pumpy Fake Award. I think it should be called the Matt Halfhill Pump Fake Award. Like,
yes, that'll be a category.
Name the award after Matt.
The Matt Halfhill.
And it's a little statue.
Man, honestly, what is keeping our pairs from? I promise you won't resell them. I promise you.
No, I know you won't resell them. I know you won't resell them.
I want to wear them while playing full court basketball just to show people that I actually got them.
Shoe Palace has them right now. Matt doesn't have access to the inventory.
Oh.
Shoe Palace has them. They're probably on Shoe Palace's site. Matt's going to probably ask us to buy them.
Well, actually, it's funny you mentioned that. When we did have the transition, they did get boxed up with some stuff that was.
You know what, Drew? Drew, F this. I know how to get change. You want to see me get change? I'll make it happen right now. Matt, put your wife on the phone. I know how to make shit. I know how shit works around there. Put your wife on. That'll make it happen.
Listen, I've already written those shoes off. I'm not even worried about them. Like, I don't even. It's been over a year. He promised us those shoes and he didn't come through. When we make the Pump Fake Award and we put Matt's face on it, let's put him with the little short shorts with his little ball sack hanging out too, because that's how he rocks them.
No, we're gonna do the sit down awards, and one of the categories is going to be the Matt Halfhill Pump Fake Lifetime Achievement Award, and you're gonna get the first award first, and then we're gonna give it to people that pump. Matt, listen, call Austin, tell us to send us the shoes just so we can clear your name.
It's not happening.
He's not interested. He's not interested.
So Matt, we were talking when you called me the other day to defend Nice Kicks as I was firing little paintball shots across the timeline. Is he gone?
No, he freezes for a little while, but he hears us.
Okay, he hears us. Okay. So me and Matt were talking, Jay, about like just the overall, as I was getting on him about the deterioration of content on Nice Kicks, and we're going to get more into that. We were talking about the deterioration of content on YouTube and the overall sneaker genre and how lazy everybody's gotten, and we're seeing 4 and 5 videos on the same shoe. No, Matt's gone. Matt is officially gone. I guess now he's coming back in. There he is.
Oh, there we go.
I was talking to Jay about when I was firing shots at you guys for the deterioration of content on your site. Mm-hmm. We started talking about how bad the YouTube has gotten in the sneaker genre. And just guys making 4 and 5 videos on the same shoe, and just how corny and repetitive it's getting, and you had some good insight as to what that's all about and what that looks like.
Yeah, so I mean, one of the big problems is that a key part of the algorithm on your earnings still with YouTube is the number of views on a video. And then there is, another part of the algorithm that has to do with the time during the video. So what you have a lot of people doing is you'll have a clickbait kind of thumbnail to get people to click on the video to hit play, and they will take their sweet-ass time to tell you anything that they don't know because if they keep you there and watching the video for 4 minutes, they're going to earn much more than if they got you there for, you know, a 6-second vine type of thing. So that's why a lot of times you'll see these videos go on and on and on forever, is because the more seconds that click by, the more ad dollars you earn. And I think the bigger problem too is, and I take responsibility for this, and this is something that I'm definitely working with on my writing team, is that we make the mistake of assuming that everybody who reads this content about an Air Jordan 7 knows everything about the Air Jordan 7. And the bottom line is they don't. And you have a...
so we're going to get even more elementary than we already are. Well, that's
you're going to get information like it's, you know, the 23rd anniversary of the Air Jordan 7, you know, that was the first, whatever, shoe to, or the only Jordan shoe to incorporate the Nike Air Huarache type of technology into it. You know, like just like little tidbits of facts thrown in there. Like
but does that kid really care about that, or does he want to just be the cool kid on the block? That's
Look
what I want.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you don't give it to them, who is? If we don't give it to them, who is? Somebody needs to educate it. That's why you see these YouTube videos of these 18-year-old kids who are literally can tell you nothing about an Air Jordan 3 other than it's got elephant print on it and then read you the color codes on the box label.
But, man, I don't think the kids in the younger generation give a shit. I don't think they care.
Well, if you don't put it there for them, they won't.
I think if we tell them stories, they'll be interested, but I don't think anybody's telling stories. I don't think anybody...
Well, that's what we're talking about doing, is telling stories. Telling stories about why this matters.
But I think telling somebody that an Air Jordan shoe is based on a Huarache, I don't think anybody gives a shit.
No, that's just
because we lived it.
That's just information in passing. You know, little factoids about what makes this shoe different from another Air Jordan.
You know, I just think that overall that the overall content on the blogs has taken an extreme downturn. And I got to tell you, like, I told you this, I said it on Twitter and I said it to you personally, like, I think Nice Kicks has taken the biggest hit of all. I don't think you guys have done enough to evolve as the customer. And when I say customer, I'm talking about the person who buys the shoes is also consuming the information. I don't think Nice Kicks has kept up with Complex or the Shoe Game or some of the other guys who've really tried harder to dial into that kid. I think that we're, I mean, Drew, with all due respect, you don't see the demographic numbers and the traffic reports. So to make that statement that we've fallen off, I mean, like, look, I'm not talking about the numbers. I'm sure your numbers are healthy, because if your numbers weren't healthy, you would react to that.
Right, but you have to think about this. Like, at the end of the day, media is a business, and we have to take care of our consumer. And our consumer, like, whether you like it or not, if he's 16 years old, he was born right, like, if a 16-year-old today was born just a couple months before MJ hit his last shot. He was born then. So he is a different generation than you and I. So at the end of the day, yeah, Complex has a lot more long-form articles than anybody else on the web, but they also have the oldest demographic of all the sneaker sites. So they need to have that long-form content to match their demographic.
Let me ask this. Who's the consumer, though? Is the consumer the 16-year-old kid, or is it the 25, 26-year-old guy that's got discretionary income?
Oh, the 16-year-old kid is making his life choices right now. He's establishing his patterns and habits of what he's going to... Like, when you were 25, did you buy anything that you didn't think was cool when you were 16? I mean, a lot of kids, when they're 16, that's setting the tone for what they're going to buy up until they're 35.
I'm still buying shit I thought was cool when I'm 16. That's why I look the way I look.
Wranglers!
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I don't really, you know, I guess maybe I'm not. I mean, maybe I'm not your target audience, and maybe that's why I can't connect with the brand. But let me ask this question. Whose decision was it? I guess it had to be yours ultimately. You're the boss, but whose decision was it to take the Twitter timeline and throw it in the garbage with all the links?
Well, we actually have taken the Twitter timeline back to not having the links. Did you see any links this morning?
I wasn't on it this morning. Was there even a release this morning?
I thought there was a Thursday morning release.
Today's
or is
Wednesday.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow there's shoes. Today there's none. Tomorrow's the Air Max 1 BHM.
That's right. Okay.
Which is flames, by the way.
Which is I think is probably the best shoe out of that whole pack.
It's the best
for
BHM
the money.
shoe.
125.
Which one are you talking about?
It's I'll show it to you right now, Jay. The BHM. The BHM Air Max 1 is probably the best BHM shoe I've seen in 3 or 4 years,
I'm
at
like,
least.
I'm like, well, first of all, I don't like the whole concept of the BHM, but if I had to pick one, I'm not mad at the Kyrie BHM.
Yeah, that's a good one too. That was 130. So I mean, the Air Max 1 and the Kyrie both same price point.
Yeah, I'm not mad at Kyrie's shoe, period. By the way, you know, Kyrie scored 55 tonight.
Oh my gosh.
Hit 11 threes.
Oh my goodness. Amazing. Amazing. The dude's on fire.
You think LeBron put a flame between, you know, on somebody's ass in that locker room? K Love is coming to New York next year.
You think so?
I know so. I'll show you the text.
I could see it. I could see it. Big market, big money.
He wants to be the man again.
He would be the king. He would definitely be the king.
On a 4-win team.
Yeah, that's true.
I think Phil got a plan. I'm not giving up.
A lot of people got a plan, Jay. That doesn't mean it's a good one.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to D. who's at the Knick game with a little bit of his birthday.
Yo, did you see Trace on?
Our very own.
By the way, did you see Trace brick that half court shot for during his kid's birthday, like totally embarrassing his kid?
I didn't even know he got.
Yeah.
I didn't even.
If you look at his timeline on Instagram, he has video. You know at the Knick game when they allow you to take the half court shots. Well, Trace did it in a schmedium sweatshirt in one of those Lenny Kravitz scarves around his neck and threw the shit 10 feet.
Trace doesn't look like an athlete, man.
You know he's not, but he's a
Jay,
good,
that's the BHM.
he's a good. That's clean right there. Look, throw it back up. That's a clean shoe. That's a clean shoe.
So, anyways.
Yeah, I was going to ask. I thought we were going to talk about some links here.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're getting there right now. Back to the links, Matt. So
Yes.
you've stopped doing links altogether on the Nice Kicks timeline?
The only links that we've done is if it's a shoe that's an unannounced thing or it's one that is, you know, the thing is we've got a ton of people who follow us who rely on us for a link to products. Or
Everybody, I feel like everybody I follow, I haven't been on Twitter on a Saturday morning in 4 months because every single person I follow is doing J23 app's doing links, Kicks Addiction's doing links. You guys did links. I actually unfollowed a lot of you guys. I unfollowed you.
Yeah.
I had to. It was just destroying the timeline. There was nothing good on it.
And that was the thing that I looked at. That was the thing that I looked at is that, you know, there has to be a cost benefit, and if it inhibits user experience, then it's not worth it. So that's why you don't see us doing.
Well, you said you were going to stop doing links. I refollowed, and then you did links, and it was a conversation.
It was one link. It was one link for one Jordan shoe right when it dropped. The thing is,
it was actually funny because you hopped in the conversation with Corgi and I. You said you were going to stop doing the links. If I followed. You did the links, and then you went back and deleted the tweet.
Which tweet? I didn't delete any tweet.
Somebody deleted the tweet.
No, nobody.
I was going to put it on the screen today. It was gone.
No. You can go look for it, but we didn't delete. I didn't delete the tweet. That's for sure.
Okay. Well, anyways, so no more links from Nice Kicks on a Saturday morning. Is that what you're saying?
Well, you're not going to see, like, you know, what we did before. We did an hour reminder, 30-minute reminder, 15-minute, 10-minute, 5-minute, 3-minute, 1-minute. Yeah, that was overkill. So, if anything, it'll be one link on a shoe that's highly anticipated. The bottom line is, a lot of people say, well, why don't they just, if they follow all the retail stores, then they'll have all the links, you know, shot their way. Not everybody follows all the retail stores because they don't want all that, you know, communication in their timeline. You know, like if you follow a Nike store, you might not be interested in the new women's tights that are coming out. So that might cause you to unfollow Nike store.
What was the driving force behind starting the links? I mean, what's the advantage there?
Well, the reason why links became popular, I think.
Listen to this, Jay.
Huh?
Listen to this, Jay. Jay doesn't know about this.
No, so I mean, this is the case, and I mean, if I'm blowing this up on people, then I'm sorry for, you know, hurting your hustle. But they're monetized links, they're affiliated links. So the publisher or the person who is linking receives a percentage of the sale.
You see that, Jay? So what's going on is and you're not on Twitter like that, but when you see all these links for everything, and you know, like everybody's doing it, even your man Rack started doing it with like sales shoes, like go buy these and go buy this. Oh my God, this is $60.
It's a scheme. It's a scheme.
So the person who's tweeting the link is getting a kickback from the company who's making the sale. How does that work, Matt?
Well, if you affiliate the sale, like if you are the last cookie on their computer when they check out, then you get a percentage of the sale. Yeah, so if you referred somebody to buy something, you get paid. Really what it is that the thing that people don't understand is that this model of monetization was the first method of monetization on the internet. People think that banner ads was the first monetization method. That's totally incorrect. This was the first way that people made money on the internet because you received a percentage. You would refer people to someplace to spend money, and then you got paid a percentage of it because it was completely trackable and traceable. So, but the bottom line is the reason we do it is that it's a service to our readers because we saw all these kids complaining how they could never get a shoe because of bots. And I knew how to get them, you know, and I was like, well, let me just share this method. And that's why you would see like a lot of times we would retweet the hashtag no bots necessary because this was a way that I used to be able to get the shoes. So I would, you know, tweet it out too, letting people use the links.
So when Nice Kicks does links with 500,000 followers, they're getting a pretty, you know, you would imagine that a handful of those followers are hitting the link, it's taking you to the page, and they're buying shoes. Especially now with stuff not selling out, you don't really need a bot like you used to. You don't really need an add to cart extension.
Mm-hmm.
So Nice Kicks is probably really taking pretty good off of those links.
They're still heavily used. Add to cart bots are still heavily used.
Not like they were 2 years ago.
Well, no, that's not true either. They're used more than they were 2 years ago. This is information I know from somebody who runs an add to cart service. His sales are bigger than they were 2 years ago.
The bots are taking over. That's the only sure way nowadays.
The reason why it doesn't appear as though the bots are taking over like it before, Nike Store has much larger inventory available for purchase on a Saturday morning. Before, you had demand and bot usage that far outweighed the supply. Now they've increased the supply. Even though the bot usage has gone up, the supply has gone up so much that, you know, the add to cart bots are still being used.
What about Ebates, Matt? Where does that come in?
Ebates is really an affiliated network that the way it works is if you buy something, you're going to click on an Ebates link. Ebates gets a percentage of the sale, and then they kick back a percentage of that sale to you. So they're basically hitting the retailer for a percentage and then giving you a percentage of whatever they collect from the retailer.
I'm hearing all these, like, all this activity, and you know, the only thing I guess the question I have is, what? I mean,
oh, did I lose you?
We lost him again. I was about to hit him too. Did I lose you too, Jay?
No, I'm here. I'm chilling.
I was about to throw the haymaker, man.
Yo, you gotta throw it. Set it up and throw it. Drago his ass. I'm chilling, man. I'm drinking.
I see that.
We got my honey jack. I'm chilling. You know,
you're the honey jack killer. I see.
That's my new
tagline there.
That's my new drink right now. No disrespect to my man Kicks and Bourbon, but this honey jack is spectacular. By the way, we gotta get with Kicks and Bourbon to ask him about that little incident where people was calling him a scammer. I like the dude.
I know. He said he told me he refunded the guy's money.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
You know, the thing is what I'm gonna ask Matt when he gets his ass back on the thing is
all that money
like,
you got dial up. Shit.
I know, it's crazy. You know how Matt is, man. He doesn't spend any money, man.
Right.
That guy is. I mean, he's one of the cheapest guys there is. Let's call it what it is.
He still has a net zero account. Like he has one of those like fucking. He has the AOL on the CD-ROM shit going on.
I'm saying he squeezes the quarter so tight the eagle screams.
I know, bro. I know. That house is all. That's not a real house behind him. That's a fucking step and repeat.
Listen, man.
That's a step and repeat.
You know, and the thing is like, he's kind of like exposing a lot of these jigs, and he's talking about the link jig, and he's talking about the add to cart stuff. And Nice Kicks has their hands in all of that, man.
Yeah, but that's his job. That's what here he comes.
I'm gonna ask him right now.
Slap him. I'm just trolling.
All I see is that Nice Kicks logo.
Yeah. Does he own that still?
There we go. Finally.
You know he's never given that up, Jay.
Oh.
It's tattooed on his ass cheek, I guess.
It is. Matt, what part of your body do you have the Nice Kicks logo tattooed on?
I don't have a tattoo at all. I don't have a single one. I've thought about it, but I haven't gotten a tattoo yet.
Get the Nice Kicks logo. Jay was saying that you should get it on your left ass cheek.
I think he has it already, so no one can take it.
I thought, Jay, you wanted your name on my left ass cheek. You're going to replace it?
Whoa, come on, man. Send my sneakers first.
Matt, listen, you know, I guess the question I have is like, you know, whenever I have questions about all this kind of like shady or underworld kind of like internet bullshit, like the link jig and the ebates and
why is the link jig? Let me just ask you this: why is a link jig shady? You are advertising for a company and being paid if you convert a sale. There are like, how is that different from getting money up front and having sponsored links?
I guess.
I mean, because no. I mean, is that any different? And you know, this is like I will hear the same people who will hate on the links, and then they will say, "Oh man, you can't talk shit on resellers. Don't hate on a man's hustle." It's like, what the fuck? You're helping a consumer get a product for retail price with free shipping, but that is somehow shady. But charging.
Nah, B, that's that lick right there. That's dope. That's that lick, bro. I'm with that.
The Honey Jack Killer has spoken. I don't know, man. Like, I think that, I guess, Matt, is Nice Kicks a media outlet?
Yes,
or is it a sales pitch? I mean, like, your hands are in all of that stuff. Like, your hands are in everything. Like, I want to know about add to carts, you're my guy. I want to know about links, you're my guy. Like, your hands are in all that. But I want Nice Kicks. My Nice Kicks is a media outlet. Like, I want to come to you for media. I don't want to come to you for this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what to tell you about media. Like, how are we not a media outlet? We're the ones who broke the story about Tinker talking at Agenda that went all over the world. I mean, we had news outlets including CNN, BBC, Fox News. I know that's not really a news outlet, but you know, MSNBC, CNBC, Mashable, all, you know, quoting us on a story. But then you say we're not a media outlet. I mean, what is it, dude?
Well, you're not a media outlet if you're being disingenuous. Like, well, here's the thing. And like, you're gonna be disingenuous. There are people out there that are disingenuous and that are saying one thing but doing another, right? Are you pushing a product because you like it, or are you pushing a product because you're selling it?
Hold on, Drew. Hold on.
We push a product because we like it. If we are helping people facilitate a purchase to buy now, you never see us say, "Oh, you better go get these. They're going to go up in value. Buy now, buy now, buy now." We say this product is available now. Like, that's all it is. If you see the words "available now" and that means to you that that's hype, you've got much bigger problems. You've got much bigger problems. If you have to,
I didn't use the word hype. I used the word disingenuous, Matt. I mean, if Nice Kicks is an influential organization that's considered a media outlet, and people are looking at it for information, people almost are looking up to Nice Kicks as an entity in the industry. If that entity is then telling you or directing you to buy something because they're getting a monetary kickback, that's misleading your consumer.
Wait. So I'm not supposed to get ads? I'm not supposed to advertise for take an ad from Nike? I'm not supposed to take an ad from Adidas? How am I supposed to pay my server bills, my rent costs, my employees, my health benefits? How am I supposed to pay for all that if I'm no longer allowed to?
I'm not telling you what you can and can't do. I'm not your dad.
No, I know.
You're not allowed. You do whatever the fuck you want to do. It's your business. I'm just telling you, as a consumer of your business, that the links, you know, I think it took it in a different direction.
Well, that's why you don't see them anymore. That's why you don't see them anymore, because I took a step back and looked at these accounts where I saw one account where the kid posted, I kid you not, 28 affiliated tweets in one day. In 24 hours, 28 tweets. And it was not a release date.
Wow.
Not a release.
Listen, I've seen it all over the place. I told you, I see it with J23 app. I've seen it with Kicks Addiction. I've seen Rap doing it. Like, you know, I've seen everybody doing it. And then Nice Kicks did it, and it was just like, damn, like, of what's happened to my timeline. That's all.
But Drew, don't you think that it's okay for businesses to try different models that might help them, monetize some of their strong points?
I do. Listen. I think it's okay for business to do whatever. I just don't want to mislead the consumer. I feel like that. I feel like it is.
But wait a second. Hold up, Matt.
Something's available for sale. How is that misleading?
Matt, hold up. I want to ask Drew that too. How are you misleading consumer?
You're telling them that the fucking product's available.
Because you're walking on a fine line. You're not
walking on a fine line unless you're fucking hating on somebody making money for their business.
I'm not hating on it. I want you to make all the money you can. Believe me.
You don't want to see links in your timelines because you're afraid. You'd be fine with the links if people weren't getting paid off of it. Answer me that.
No. I don't give a shit whether you're getting paid. Matt, it's okay. I didn't even know at first when I saw it that people were getting paid off of it. I had no idea. I don't like the links on my timeline because I don't use Twitter for consumerism. I use Twitter for entertainment.
But you know what?
But wait a second, Drew. But people utilize people like our friends utilize different interfaces for different Corgi doesn't open up a big commerce site. He doesn't open up an e-commerce site. He uses Instagram for it. Instagram is used for entertainment as well, but Corgi turned it into a free shop. You turn it into a free shop, and if you don't want him selling shoes in your timeline, then you unfollow the bastard. Simple as that.
You choose right, so you choose, and that's what I did.
But you can't hate people on use or taking an interface that's used for one method and finding a way for making money off of that method, because it's been done since the MySpace days.
Hear me loud and clear. I'm not mad at anybody getting money. Get money, please. Everybody, if you can get money off of those links, go for it. What I'm trying to say is, I don't use that medium for that.
But
I didn't follow right. So as the consumer, I chose to unfollow. I chose Nice Kicks. I don't follow Kicks on Fire. I don't follow Sneaker News. I don't follow Sneaker Watch.
Why?
I chose because I don't enjoy their content. I chose to follow Nice Kicks because I was a fan of the content. Not just the content on the site, but the interactive engagement on Twitter.
But you know what? At the end of the day,
if you enjoy Nice Kicks, though, Drew, Nice Kicks has to exist somehow, some way.
I get that. So when I went to
this is one of those ways. This is one of those revenue streams that allows us. I mean, look, I'm going to put out more information than probably a lot of people even want put out there. But in October of this year, I went through a reorg of the organization, had to lay off almost half my staff because times were tight, because the industry of online advertising is shifting in a big way. It's not just built on display revenue. You have to be diversified in your revenue streams. And what's happened is that a lot of advertisers are going to transactional spending. So, AKA, you get paid when you make us money, and that includes affiliates. So if we didn't do that, I mean, no Nice Kicks. I mean, seriously, just keeping it funky right there.
I mean, don't you think that speaks to your content though, with the traffic that you have on your site?
It speaks to the industry shift in advertising is what's going on.
So you're telling me that you had to go to affiliated links to keep the place in business?
No, I'm saying that I had to go to affiliated links as well as other revenue streams to provide the revenue to offset the decline in display spending by advertisers.
Okay.
But if you want to spin it as though I'm getting rich off these links, please. I would love to see the checks.
And Matt, if you were getting rich off the links, I'm not even mad at that.
Yeah.
I'm saying that my whole point was that I was consuming the content because I liked the material and I liked the interaction and the engagement on the feed. When that became overwhelmingly, especially on a Saturday morning, overwhelmingly linked up, I had to check out. I already accepted that.
On Saturday morning, we weren't even tweeting other than did you purchase or did you pass? You know, like Saturday morning, that was a dark hour for us anyways.
But
No, it's not true because you put out the Instagram pictures of the week or whatever the heck you were doing for a while, and there was some stuff there.
But I'm still trying to find, and that's why I've been drinking Honey Jack this whole episode. I'm trying to find the wrongdoing here. Like, I think it's, like, to me, it's like, a lot of different people have different methods of making money in different revenue streams, and it's not dishonest. It's not misleading. He didn't say it's going to be a pair of this, and it's not. It is what it is. We all have the right to follow and unfollow who we want to. We all have the right to free enterprise. As long as it's not in a cheating, dishonest way, these links are created and they work a certain way so you can make money. If you're smart enough to finagle it so you can make a little bit of change off of it, God bless you. As long as you're not robbing somebody or making somebody feel like you're getting one thing and not getting that I don't even see the problem. Like, I think it's ingenious of people finding, non-traditional ways to generate revenue, because at the end of the day, we all should try and strive to find non-traditional ways to make revenue. That's why we do this.
Have to in this day and age. You always, because if you're just doing traditional forms of revenue, you have so much more competition, and it's just Like you're 100% right, Jay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody's disagreeing with that, Jay. I'm not mad that Matt's trying to find additional revenue streams. I just thought it was, I don't know. I took it maybe as a, I thought it was a deterioration in the content.
No, I think it's not deterioration. I think it's like a movement with or because of a movement. I think when the market changes, if you stick to your guns to a certain extent, you'll be a dinosaur, and you have to move with the market. You have to move with the market, and as the market dictates one thing, you have to change your strategy. And I witnessed that when I worked for ESPN. When print was dead, and we were the last big book on the sales rack. We had to make a decision. We had to, we went from digital is our priority, and print is now added bonus, meaning that you advertise with us digitally, you get space in the book, where 6 months before that, if you advertise in the book, we might feature you on a website. So when those times change and the reality, and I guess, Drew, sometimes, people who don't have payrolls to meet and certain shit to people depending on them, it's hard to understand that. But when you have the pressure coming up with that nut, you gotta make a move.
Look, I think that the one thing I think that got lost here is I don't think that Matt putting out affiliate links or Nice Kicks putting out affiliate links or anybody doing it, I don't think it's shady in any way. So I guess maybe I don't.
But what is your beef about it though?
My beef was that it wasn't the content I wanted to consume.
But see, you represent 0.0001%.
Maybe that's the case. And maybe that's the case.
You're on Twitter at back then 8 a.m. Eastern. Now it's 10 a.m. Eastern, so it's a little different now, which is why you're not seeing the links. Especially if you're on the West Coast, who the fuck is up at 4:50 in the morning on Twitter unless they're wanting to buy a pair of shoes on a Saturday morning?
Right.
Right. That's why it was done. Because the only people who were online were people who were trying to cop anyway.
But it was going longer than that, Matt. It was going all day. At first, you may have changed it, but it was. You said yourself, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes.
So let me ask you a question, Drew.
We wouldn't make any money if it's on linking to a sold out product.
So Drew, let me ask you a question. When these major networks, right, after 2 a.m. start putting infomercials about juices and the shark and all the other bullshit they show from 3 a.m. on, are they being disingenuous to who their core channel watchers are?
No, I wasn't talking.
But what I'm saying is that you find other ways to make money when the gears shift. I remember there was a time, and if you're older than 30 years old, you remember the time where stations used to stop programming at night.
Yep.
The
national anthem.
Yeah, and that was it. But they found a residual way to make some more money by offering it to the people that do the shark or the fruit ninja or the mixer or this or that.
ShamWow.
Yeah, ShamWow, to run these commercials from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. and generate revenue. So you can't say it. I only, Matt, and Drew knows this, I only have a problem if there's someone being dishonest and misleading. And to me, this is a perfect example of free enterprise and finding a way to use a system to make a little bit of coin. And I commend people that can do it.
I'm not mad at that. Listen, one of the things I always liked about Matt and respected about him is that Matt was a guy, Jayla, kind of like us, that came up liking sneakers and found a way to get rich off of it. So I'm not mad at that one bit. You know, I think he's froze again.
No, he's not. He's drinking.
I'm here.
All of us could have been Zuckerberg, but we didn't. All right.
Right. Matt's come up is epic, you know, and where he came from in the sneaker game to where he is now is extremely respectable. Extremely. And Matt knows, like, me and Matt are cool, so he knows that I like him. I think
he has a thing for you, Matt. He's after you. You better you better send him those sneakers, B.
Yeah, I know.
Listen, I don't think the link thing is shady. I don't think it's shady. I don't know. Like, I don't want to see it from Nice Kicks. But who am I? I mean, no, I'm nobody. Go do what you got to do.
But wait a second. But how could you tell another man how to run his business?
I'm not. I'm just saying I don't want to see it. So I chose not to.
And then we can hashtag it. Who cares, Drew?
Right.
Fuck you and your feelings. That's what the masses could say.
Yeah.
Like, really, like, because at the end of the day, you know, we don't want to see
what Jay's drinking right now, for real. Like, I'm having some good rum, but I want what Jay's drinking. That's good.
Honey Jack.
Honey Jack.
Killer. No, but what I'm saying is because I every day I wake up, I try to find a new way to use the system to make some money.
We should put out affiliate links, Jay. You should be doing that.
No, but that's not my thing. Like, I don't know. I don't have the bandwidth to do that and keep up with it. So I have to do something that's within my bandwidth that I can keep up with and monetize.
Matt, before we go too late, I want to talk a little bit about the lawsuit that kind of got us started the other day.
Right.
So I want to talk a little bit about that because I guess what started this whole conversation, Jay, and what got us onto the links and all this other stuff, kind of it went all over the place, was that Nice Kicks posted an article. Nice Kicks posted an article about this lawsuit of this photographer who is suing Jordan Brand.
Right.
And it was
I saw the picture.
Yeah, it was all headline, and there was nothing in the article. And Matt hit me, and he's like, "Nah, the opinion piece is coming."
There was the who, what, where, when, but you didn't have the why and the how in that article because I had to consult with my attorney what to say and not say because we were named in the lawsuit.
I wanted to ask you. So talk a little bit about that. So you guys were named in the lawsuit here, and this is your site, so you can get the click. I know that's important.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So
If you see buy now, click on that. There you go. Yeah, so what happened was it was right around the time that Jordan, I can't remember what happened. It was like October 1st the article went up, but I just was inspired to write about the history of the Air Jordan logo. And so, I mean, this is what you're going to see a lot more of from Nice Kicks, is a long-form article that provides a whole lot of history other than just posting pictures of all the colors that have come out of a shoe. You know, I went into the details of when the first time Jordan, you know, did the pose, then the Nike photo shoot where he reenacted that pose, how the Nike photo was then silhouetted out to create the Jumpman logo that was on the Jordan 3, and the rest is history. After I wrote that article, the photographer from the Life magazine photo shoot then filed for a copyright on the image. So in the lawsuit, he claimed that he's owned that image and he's the exclusive owner of the rights to those images since he shot it, but he didn't claim those rights until after I wrote the article. And then he quoted my thing in there. He called me an industry expert, which I don't consider myself that. And then he said that an industry expert, Matt Halfhill, said this, and he quoted us and then linked to the article in the lawsuit. So I had to talk to my attorney because I was just like, look, I don't want to say the wrong thing in this situation because I don't want to get hauled into court for saying the wrong thing to make this matter a bigger deal. So that's why on Friday when the news broke, we just did a who, what, where, when type of post that's very short. Then after I got clearance from the lawyer, I went and then wrote the whole piece of how my opinion of it, which I'm definitely entitled to, and I share and I express that I think that that the lawsuit doesn't have as much merit as a lot of people think it does.
Okay. Why doesn't it have merit?
Well, the image of the Jumpman is a silhouetted image of Jordan from a Nike photo shoot.
Mm-hmm.
The photographer did not shoot the photo in the Nike photo shoot.
Was the pose and the intent of the Nike shoot based off of the photographer's photo?
What does that matter? Does that guy who created the game of basketball own a piece of Michael Jordan?
Touche.
Listen, I thought it was a reach too. I was just curious on the take. I thought it was a reach too. Especially.
Yeah. What about Andy Warhol's Campbell's soup cans? Does he need to pay Campbell's soup royalty on every art?
Campbell's didn't attack him.
Especially Matt. This doesn't come up till 30 years after.
Exactly, that's the thing. It's like, and it doesn't come up until Nice Kicks writes an article about it, and then it's 30 years after. Because when we wrote that article, that was the first time ever. I searched online. That was the first time ever that this person was credited for the first jump. Like I said, the first time that he took a pose, that day, by the way, that was later known as the Jumpman. So I'm not saying we're the reason that happened, but there was definitely correspondence going on between Nike and the photographer back in 84, 85. But it is very coincidental that as the brand celebrates 30 years, that this comes up.
That's that Bill Cosby shit right there.
Yeah, I mean, the only problem with Bill Cosby is that doesn't have a statute of limitations, really.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, this has a 3-year statute of limitations. Unfortunately, legislation from the bench happened in the Supreme Court, which our Supreme Court is very good for, but we'll discuss politics on another show. So they legislated from the bench that damages can be collected for a lifetime and not the 3-year statute of limitations, which I think was a very grave mistake done by the Supreme Court, because under the Supreme Court's ruling, that means the children of the children of the children of this photographer could then file a claim against Nike, who by that time will probably be $1 trillion company, and then claim damages. So I mean, I think
cut him a check to go away.
Well, here's the thing. I think it sets a dangerous precedence for Nike to cut a check, because Nike has got litigation at their disposal. They've got in-house counsel. Those lawyers are going to be working for them no matter what, 365 days out of the year, and I think that if I was Nike, or at least if I was to advise Nike, I would not settle. I would not, stand down. I would fight this guy and let him lose, and let the attorneys who represented this guy, whether they took it, as a pro bono case or if he was being paid up front, spend their resources against it, because Nike's resources are going to far outweigh their resources.
Yeah, they're going to go broke trying to get that money.
Right. I mean, the legal process, like on a case like this, would be years. Absolute years. It's not like an hour-long show like Law and Order. I mean, it is going to be a long time.
Who do you think, before we wrap up, Matt, who do you think is really killing it right now? I mean, I know you read all the blogs, you see what all your competitors are doing. Who's doing a great job?
I think that image-wise, Sneaker News has really stepped up their photo game in the past year or two. Their layout, everything like that. Other things, I think long-form content, Complex is killing everybody on long-form content. Throw me another one. Hypebeast, still very solid. High Snobiety, still very solid. Kicks on Fire, next question. I think they do a good job on stuff that connects to like gaming culture and girls. But other than that, I don't read it that often. The shoe game, I like the user interaction. The percentage of his readers who engage in the comment section is probably the highest in the industry. So that's a really good sign. And
Okay.
G-Rock's a good dude, so you can't hit on that. Other sites that I like, I do a lot with YouTube now because I think that the natural progression of the web is going to mobile video or video consumed on mobile devices.
Totally.
Because I mean, who wants to fucking read a 1,000-word essay when you can hear it be illustrated in front of your eyes in less than a minute?
Mm-hmm.
So I think Kick Genius absolutely murders it on performance reviews. Absolutely murders it on performance reviews. You know, we started doing performance reviews in 2008, and God, we can't keep up with, you know, some of the stuff that they do on their video. Other stuff that I like on YouTube, I think Foamer's unboxings are a brand. Foamer is a brand. You know, his videos, the way he speaks, the terms he uses, the samurai bow, all the stuff that you know is going to come. It's almost like a sitcom where you know something is going to happen and you're sitting there waiting on the edge of your seat for it to happen. You're anticipating for it to be said. So I like Foamer's videos.
Okay. Who do you think? Who do you think is going to have the biggest 2015? Who do you think is going to take the biggest step forward?
Sneaker Sensei.
I think that, well, I mean, I don't know what you guys got going on, so I can't want to say for the whole industry. You know, there's a Sirius XM deal on the table, you know, like that'd be the biggest thing for sure. But I mean, I think what we want to do and what everybody wants to do is better themselves every single year, every single day, every single week. You know, get better at what they do. Now, the approach to that and how you define success is what separates the boys from the men. If you are only concerned about your numbers based on metrics and not user experience, 2015 is going to be a really rough year for you. Because 2015 is going to be a year that the users are going to take back the internet.
So hang on. So don't you think that the links, isn't that a contradiction? Don't you think that the links...
That's why the links aren't there anymore, bro.
I was asking a question. You scrunch his face and get all mad like a mouse?
Oh man, this is good.
Like, and if you quantify the link...
The question I was throwing you a softball, Matt. I was saying, don't you think the links affected the user experience? The answer to that is
why
yeah.
do you think I don't do it?
Okay.
And that's less than 1% of all the tweets that come in a week's time.
Okay.
The content is...
But at the end of the day, you did agree with me that the links affected the user experience in a negative way.
The links provide a tremendous service to those.
Who's on first?
Well, let's go on to the next. I mean, I think the bottom line is 2015 is all about who can create the best user experience for their readers and
100%.
their listeners. You know, the thing that we're going to see in 2015 is that I already say it now. Like, I've removed nicekicks.com from my signature tag. I still have size 11 in there for all those who care. I've removed nicekicks.com from my signature tag and replaced it with Nice Kicks because Nice Space Kicks because Nice Kicks is not just a website, and I think that the way that the future of media is that we have to treat our .coms as though it's our print magazine, because it's just one arm of what our media brand is.
Agreed. 100%.
Totally.
And above all, those who don't invest in their staff are going to have a really fucking horrible time in 2015. You have got to believe in your staff. You have got to believe in your team. You have to entrust your team, empower your team, and let your team grow and flourish. That's how.
Are you hiring, Matt?
I'm always hiring, bro.
Matt, let me ask you a little bit.
I reached out to 3 kids. My wife is probably going to kill me right now. I reached out to 3 kids on LinkedIn last night because I was reading resumes, and I reached out to them for our internship program. I do an invite-only internship program where I find the kids and I reach out to them. And
wow.
So, you know,
Matt, let me ask you a retail junkie question, since you brought up branding and everything like that, and we'll kind of end here. Are you worried at all that not owning and operating shop Nice Kicks, but still having the Nice Kicks label and the Nice Kicks brand, if Shoe Palace doesn't provide the level of service or great customer experience in the shop, that negatively impacts the Nice Kicks brand. For the people who don't know that it's no longer affiliated with the site.
Well, of course, that would be a concern before I made the transaction. And the bottom line is that Shoe Palace really values their customers and their community, and they value things much higher, much more
Hey,
important.
buddy.
Hey, Dylan or Aiden.
What up? What up, D?
Aiden,
I
come
was
here.
about to say, what's that kid still doing awake? And I realized it's only 7 o'clock on the West Coast.
Yeah, it's only 7 o'clock out here. So,
You can go say hi.
you want to say hello, Aiden? You want to be internet famous?
Internet famous.
Come on, say what's
Come
up.
on, dude.
Go ahead, Emma.
Be internet famous.
Say what up.
All of a sudden, the sit-down's a family program.
Yeah, as I'm dropping F-bombs left and right.
We love the kids. What up, kids? We love
Okay,
the kids.
Aiden.
Aiden, what shoes do you like?
Yeah, Aiden, what shoes do you like? You like Jordans? You want to go get your Jordans? He only rocks. And Emma used to point at a Jumpman logo on the back of my shoes and say "Dada," and we had to explain to her that's not her daddy. And we went like, Michael Jordan's not your daddy. That's just the logo on all of Daddy's shoes.
Come on, Drew. You finished? Pastor Drew, you finished?
I think, Pastor Drew, I think I'm done. I think I don't got anything else for him. I don't.
No, okay, hang on. My son's got his J's. Oh no, he's got his LeBrons. He's got his LeBrons. You want to show your LeBrons, bud?
Nice.
There he goes.
Yep.
Nice.
You like those?
I just got those Mellow ones for my kid and for Jay's kid.
Oh, the Mellow one was so slept on. I love that shoe.
It was
Yo,
real
Matt,
dope.
Matt, the people in the internet wants to see Drew lean your New Balance over. Can you please send Drew those shoes? We want to see him
He's
blow
never
the
sending
whole
them,
midsole out.
Never sending
Like,
those.
he will destroy. You want to see a shoe look like a bag of microwave popcorn? Yo, just give them to Drew.
Listen,
Oh,
he sold
man.
those shoes on eBay for an additional revenue stream.
Okay.
On that note, I'm out.
On that note, you're out.
Matt, send the shoes, bro. Send the shoes.
Jay, we'll
Okay,
be back.
guys, text me your address. I'm going back to Texas next week, so I'll
Yo, you
ship
hear it? You hear it, internets? You hear it? You hear it?
Yep.
We'll be back in studio next week, Jay.
For the pump fake?
We'll be back in studio for the pump fake.
You'll be back for something.
Hey, have a good time at Super Bowl, buddy.
I will.
All right, Matt.